Eyes locked from across the room, hot sweat dripping, bright neon light.
I feel like this is a good way to start the new year. Happy 2026. Hi there, my stems. Happy 2026. I was trying to see y'all before 2026, but hey, we leave 2025 to itself. Hope you are all having a good start to your new year. I wanted to start off the new year by kind of revisiting something from 2023. You know, I kind of mentioned it. Like, I remember rewatching some of my videos and realizing that I did mention it briefly because I was still writing at the time. I'm a self-published author. I was in a poetry class. Our final was to write a book, create a book cover and everything, and my mind said I'm not wasting all this good work. And so I published. You can find it on Amazon, $5 and some change. I make pennies off of it now. Like, you can tell because the formatting is wrong completely and I still don't know how to fix it. I've tried several times. A lot of what is said is definitely like, I'm not gonna lie. At least for me as the author, it still holds true, and I probably should have listened to myself. I felt like, you know what, I want to talk about it. You know, my ideas are kind of limited, but you know, ideas an idea nonetheless. So to be honest, I don't think I could bear to look at myself read this. So what we gonna do is, you know, I'm gonna pick the more well-written ones, you know, the ones that aren't as cringe-inducing, and then we'll do a little like deep dive and reflection and everything. And I might throw in my most recent writing. Why? Because I had something on my mind. I decided to write about it. Okay, I have that right. You have that right. You know. Well, please do remember, I was a senior in high school. This was 2023. It was an assignment. You know, let's commence with this is like an author breakdown. You know, of my book. I'm being vulnerable. Okay, 2026 is the year of vulnerability and not judging people. Okay.
Oh, hold on a second there. You got a fly on your face.
So the name of my book was Curious, you know, and it's spelled as if like it was a definition, like the Google, like you typed into Google and then it had the definition. And then we have at the bottom, strange, unusual, a curious first never ends well, which is a twist on, of course, you know, you have curious as in intrigued, stuff like that, which is true. But then you also have curious as in like weird, abnormal. This is a curious feeling. You see what I mean?
5, 6, 7, or 8, like a cheerleading routine.
How did I get the title? I don't remember if it was a picture of myself or what. I think it was a picture of myself that I put into, it says here art printer. I don't know if that was the website name or what, but I put it into an AI software, made it draw some lines all over my face, and then boom, you got the cover. I highly doubt I still have the original like picture, but if I can, I'll insert it. You know, I got the official author thing and, you know, the whole shebang, bro. You know, shout out to Amazon publisher. Giving people opportunities. If you look at the table of contents, we're gonna read, and also I did buy a fresh copy because I do have 2 additional. This was when it was originally published and I was able to get like a preview-ish of it. This copy I used as a yearbook. Refused to buy my actual school yearbook because I was hardly in it. Hashtag class of 2023, the COVID class, we got this. So then I decided, let's get a fresh one, you know. And also because this is gonna be my first sale on this book in 3 years. If you, for some reason, buy this, spare me. If the writing is not some like elaborate, fancy Maya Angelou stuff, again, do I look like Maya Angelou?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
And just know that this came from a place of inexperience, naivety, and, you know, really just talking on a topic that I don't feel like gets discussed enough for young girls and maybe even some young fellas. True. So I'm gonna read just continuously. The screen's gonna go to whatever I insert, you know, some JPEGs or some stock footage, because again, I refuse to look at myself as I read this. My first piece is past, future, present.
Action.
Dear past self, it's only been a few months. Forgive yourself. Dear future self, even if those feelings remain, it's not because we want to be with him. That was made clear. You wanted to encapsulate that constant curious feeling that got us hooked in the first place. No one is to blame. 3 months of confusion and pain compared to the rest of your life means nothing. Dear current self, you're doing fine. You've got God to thank, you know. You asked to experience it, and he gave it to you. Did it turn out the best? No, it didn't. But that's because there are always people wishing the worst on that happiness. But you know better. Your past self forgives you, and your future self thanks you. I haven't given up. If anything, those feelings are something I aim to achieve again. So, promise me, those feelings, the tenderness that grows at the thought of a possible +1, never let that light die. Allow yourself to give into your cravings, but understand that you can always have too much of a perceived good thing. I trust that you know what's good for you. Always remember, I'm proud of you. Past, future, present. I'm getting hit with a lot of irony. Because life is hilarious. Life is real funny. That poem resonates with me all these years later. But hey, lessons learned. You grow into a better person, right? Right. Some people ain't meant to stay in your life forever. And sometimes it's better to heed warning before God just slaps you in the face with the truth. Bernice, please cut that. Not gonna happen, B. Okay, this next piece is called Touchscreen.
Action.
Do you ever realize how intoxicating the embrace of another person seems to be? I'm sure you went under the days of love before. A feeling so dramatic, movie couples seem to use it like drugs. Some people use drugs as their antidepressant, while those fortunate enough use cuddling or each other's name. Funny enough, I've never held a boy's hand, yet she knows his whole biology. I wonder what makes us different. I noticed that there's something entrancing about a kiss that every girl dreams of her first. So much so that we go through our entire life picturing it like a Disney film. We've all seen at least one movie, right? The goal is to visualize what you wish you had, only to find out we aren't all a Disney princess or Gabriela Montez. I can't be the only person who thought she got lucky. The pretty new girl who gets the star player. The loner who finds love. Disney, you lied to me. A boy has never looked at me, much less want to seal a commitment through such an intimate action. I can't get one to graze my lips, but she knows him lips to cheek. The anticipation of someone texting you back seems to drive girls wild. Or, if you're old-fashioned, a letter leaves a bigger impact. I, for one, consider myself to be an old soul. But the 90s was a capsule for romance, as the boy next door already knew your address. And in the 50s, girls started to like the rebellious boy, the one you would sneak into your room and hide under the bed, a monster you didn't mind being there. And for most, being asked to the dance or a drive-in was a girl's hope. But a boy never knew my name. She got a corsage and a pretty dress to wear to the local dance, while I lay at home listening to It's My Party by Leslie Gore, imagining how it feels to know you had a Johnny to lose in the first place. A superb actress can convince you she's experienced the pain of heartbreak without ever having her heart broken. The pain of loneliness is what she's depicting. She imagines what it's like to hold a boy's hand, to kiss a boy's lips, to slow dance and remember the times you just couldn't stop smiling. The feeling of a man's arms wrapped around your waist as he makes you feel safe, you're comfortable on his right pec as you hear his heart flutter knowing how close he is to his lover. Her tears are from grief that she can convince an audience that she has experience but not a potential partner. I want you to understand she's not desperate, she's just high off fairy tales. It's just that her favorite genre lied to her. She believed if she could simply flip her hair the right way, if she bites her lip hard enough, Be passive and supportive or straightforward and direct, keeping her hands to herself but not wanting to let go, simply because she's in love. The embrace of the person you love is intoxicating, it seems, but some have only ever experienced it from family. Those are the people who listen to sad songs and try to prepare themselves for their chance to experience something so intoxicating. Even those far from it still suffer the effects of its fumes. I think it hurts more hearing it back than anything else. I think that's really what it is. It's just hearing myself actually say that is what's causing the pain. I just want to take this time to note the fact that my mother has read this. I don't know if my dad ever read it. If he did, he never mentioned it. we going I still don't know what I was talking about over here acting like I got experience. Girl, what you know about this? What you know about arms wrapped around waist and feeling safe and being on people's pecs and stuff? You don't know nothing about that. To this day, and anyone who says otherwise is a liar. Okay? I am saved, child of Christ. So I don't know where I got all these words and phrases and stuff from, but I know nothing of that. And also, it would have been his left pec, but I guess I was trying to insinuate that like his heart was beating so hard that you could even hear it from the other side. You know what I mean? Again, I know nothing, so I don't know what I was writing about, but you see how like, do you see what she means by a superb actress can convince you that she knows stuff without ever experiencing it? Let's start let's ignore the humiliation. If you want to read it again, you can buy it. It's also on Kindle for 99 cents. And again, if you buy it and you don't like it, you can always return it and get back your $5.60. Because it's like, yeah, I have some bangers in there, but then you read the rest and it's like, girl, you were 18 at the time, get a grip. And also, like, you'll realize that there are some poems that are written in like weird formatting. Again, this was an assignment for my poetry class and we had to try writing different styles in the book. And one of mine was, I used the phrase, "it's okay, mistakes happen," to kind of form the laptop that I used to partake in an activity that is spoken of in the book. No spoilers. You know, I'm gonna leave my most impactful one for you if you ever get curious. And then again, you also don't have to buy anything, because I know that most of, besides like the more ridiculous ones, are on my website, renisvernon.com. You should go and check it out. Just saying. So if you just want to read some of my work without paying anything, go to my website. It's there for free. I think you can also download them. Do as you please, and you'll see I have other writings. I was a New York Times finalist, plus I was published in the Unsolved Young Authors book, which you can't like buy that book. It's exclusive to the people who are whatever, but like that's besides the point. And so if you are an English teacher and you want to use this as an example as to how, yes, poetry has no rules, but grammatical things do still need to be sprinkled in there, you can use that. So yeah, that's all I plan on reading today. Let's go ahead and talk about it, okay? Long story short, up until senior year, I hadn't, at least to my knowledge, no one had ever been liking me or nothing like that. Out of nowhere, I see this person who at the time I was like, he not too bad.
Because I'm gonna keep it real with you right now. It's all that I can do because I have grown to like you.
I proceeded to humiliate myself because I was being boosted by not only my own mind, but I heard one person say, you know, what if? And I decided to make that what if a you shouldn't have. You live, you learn, you move on. So this was basically my recounting from how my inexperience and lack of knowledge led to me humiliating myself and the growth that came from it. Let's just say that like God saw that I didn't learn entirely and history didn't repeat itself, you know, over again. It was just that he needed to show me some things, okay? He was like, there are certain things that cannot be learned simply from liking somebody. Like, and they have been learned. It's just funny because they all fall into the same time span. I'm being so serious. Now that I think about it, they all fall under the same 3 months. That's hilarious. That's real funny. Real funny. So go ahead and jump to the first one, which was the piece called Past, Future, and Present. Now, this poem is actually repeated twice, both at the beginning and at the end. Why? Because it's supposed to be like a reminder thing. The mindset of kind of like brace yourself for going into this, and then now rereading the same poem with the knowledge of what took place that led me to believe this in the first place. Because anything could have happened where I was like, you know, and it gives hint that, okay, this might be relationship related, but it was never a relationship. I do truly feel like, well, I don't truly feel like, I know for a fact that every time I read the Dear Current Self, it does really feel like I wrote that to myself for any single time I had to like come back to this, because it's like I haven't given up on those feelings. So then am I giving up on my love for boo? You ain't special. And also, you know, it applies to more than just like romantic feelings in a sense, where it's just kind of like the feeling of success can become too much and can blow up in your face. The feeling of failure and shame can blow up in your face. Had my little experience, but ultimately leaned on God, and he was like, you do understand that the same failure that you're currently beating yourself up over, I can now turn that into something glorious. And I was like, my bad, OG. That was just my human side, you know. It's my memory wasn't thinking too cleverly. Yeah, I think that one's pretty much self-explanatory, to say the very least. But if you just want a little insight, touchscreen is more of like, you know, obviously, technically speaking, it has changed, because in the time between, some people has known my name. I'm just saying. I mean, obviously life goes on, but it still kind of holds true that even in those experiences, they didn't play out how I was hoping for them to. Obviously, after the thing that I wrote the book about, like, I had a more reality checked thing in mind. It was kind of like, you know, you can't think that that's how life is gonna work, and I didn't think that was how life was gonna work. But I fell more into the flawed thinking of, because it had been so long and because I had held on to myself and all these other things, that it was just gonna go right the first time. Booskies, we ain't all the lucky people who find somebody once and then boom, that's just it. Like, there's trial and error for a reason. You're more than likely not gonna, especially for my age range when everything was happening, because I was 18, 19 in 2023, because I turned 18 September of 22, and then 19 September of 23. All this happened between 18 19, if not just 18. No, I give or take 18 19. Like, at the time, of course, it's devastating, because you're like, and as the days, months, and now years progress, you really, like, God put me in a big place of reflection, and I sat down and I thought about, to be honest, I completely forgot about that first instance until I reread my book. I'm being so serious. Like, to show you how ridiculous it really was and how forgettable it had been, I forgot about it until I reread my own book. And I was like, oh, that did happen, didn't it? A suppressed memory that you just put to the farthest space of your mind until either someone reminds you or your own content reminds you. Went into like a deep state of reflection. And that tends to happen to me with every aspect of my life. Anytime anything happens, I go into this very big stage of reflection. And I don't just sit there and pity myself and whatever. Like, I look at it entirely. I'm like, here's the things that were in my control. Here are the things that weren't in my control. Here's the reality of the situation. Here were things that I over-exaggerated. Here were things that I should have stood more firm in, and here are things that just, you kind of look at the situation, it's like, it was really that hard for you to just use your words. Communication. It made me also realize that, like, between those, up until those years, up until I was 19, dare I say 20, I was in a state of desperation. You know, I say in the book that, like, she's not desperate, she's just high on fairy tales, and that's very much true. Is, you know, you grow up watching primetime Disney and all these phenomenal movies of people falling in love, and you want to replicate that. But then, you know, when you also have a lot of stuff that is running through your head, and you're seeking validation, is what it really was. And I'm just gonna be flat and true about it. I was seeking validation. You know, it wasn't until God finally, like, forcibly grabbed me by the back of my throat like I was a kitten and said, you gonna sit yourself down and think about what you've done and how a lot of this stuff happened. Because if I had just not been desperate and not been trying to, like, cling on to something, none of this stuff wouldn't happen. I'm pretty sure none of this stuff would have happened. Like, there would have been an attempt, but it wouldn't have progressed in the way that it did. But, you know, your girl hit 20 and said, am I open to relationships? Am I open to dating? Of course. Like, I'm trying to have what God intended for me, right? Like, I want to get married. I want to have a family and stuff like that. Like, it's not that I don't want it. It's just that I'm not going to dictate my worth over, oh, does somebody in here like me? And does anyone want me? More of just kind of like, if you want me, take your shot. But if you ain't it, and it's worse if God's just like, not this one. It's not gonna happen, OG. It's just not gonna happen. And clearly, been doing me real well, because optimism through the roof, self-confidence. Somewhere that I know my younger self was looking at me like, oh my goodness, we can think like that, we can act like that. Then you feel that way about yourself, you let that go. I wanted to kind of bring forth something that I wrote recently. I only have one entry because context, a lot was going on in the dome, okay? It was one of those instances where, like, your brain just could not shut up about something that happened. So he was like, I need to put this down pen to paper, but why just, like, vent about the thing when I could turn it into straight up lyricism, because I was also hyper fixating on poetic justice at the time. So again, let's dim the screen. For over to Bernice and what's today? At 2:58 on Monday, January 12th. Which this may be going up on that day, maybe the day after, maybe even Wednesday, depending on you know, how I'm feeling. But what I'm choosing to do, actually, because when I read it, the amount of times I messed up and was, like, stumbling over my words, because I'm not gonna lie, I was speed writing, bro, and my penmanship just did not help me. So I'm actually just gonna type it out, post it on my website, and if you want to read it, you can read it there. Cheers to the new year. We're aiming for more uploads. Last I checked, we're at 55. Hey there. Thank you for staying around, and welcome if you're new. And y'all, I know that I have at least one other thing that's filmed. One thing that's getting filmed and uploaded, you know. And yeah, remember, God loves you, I love you, or you matter to somebody. And I will see y'all in my next upload, right? And if you can't wait till then, go watch my old videos.
I want it in the worst ways, oh baby. It's a shame that we don't operate well, baby. Cause you're bad for my health, I swear you go to hell. Take the L, I don't wanna see you swell no more. And you might be